We can keep it short and simple because I'm sure there's other things afoot.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Nope. I know you don't. So let's just
keep it short and simple. WoW sucks. Baldur's Gate 3, good.
Oh.
And so it begins.
3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to another episode of Server Restart In. It is a weekly World of Warcraft podcast hosted by three opinionated players who like to get together to discuss their thoughts about the current state of the game. My name is Jim. I'm joined by Kristen.
Hello.
And Brian.
Hello.
And there's not a lot. There is some WoW stuff we're going to talk about.
Oh, there is? Okay,
yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Because I don't know a lot of WoW stuff right now. The only thing...
There's been a major distraction going on right now.
Oh, yeah? What's that?
Needless to say. There's a small indie studio, and, they've put out, some kind of, fantasy, role-playing games in the past or whatever, and they came out with this new one, and it's just really weird, and it's just... I don't know,
it's pretty much indie, right?
Yeah,
super indie.
I mean, it's like the graphics on it are just shit, and it's just storytelling. I mean, I've seen some better shit, but
my poor heart can't take this.
Yeah, no, it's been Baldur's Gate 3, which
it's just fantastic so far.
Which having come from playing the original ones back when they came out. This is just, it's not exactly the same because it's turn-based combat as opposed to the combat just being kind of like turn-based in the back end and you just see your character swinging the sword and stuff. Like it was time-based kind of like that, and you could set it up to where it would pause and you could issue commands and all that stuff. But, it's...
That has fucked me on many occasions. Certainly in any game that I have played that has been like that with strategy and stuff like that, you hit the space bar and it pauses the game so you can issue commands, right? Well, hitting the space bar in Baldur's Gate 3 just skips your turn. I can't tell you how many times I've skipped my turn because I went to go hit space bar to pause it to be able to issue commands to people. Nope. They're like, nope, you just don't get a turn now. And I'm like, fuck. Because in some cases, it was a crucial turn. And it was like, son of a bitch.
Yeah. Battlecat did that to me. He stepped on my arm or whatever, which made me hit the space bar and made me skip a turn. I was like, motherfucker.
He was angry. I was like,
why did you do that?
Yeah. I was like, dang.
It was upsetting.
It's understandable because,
Yeah. So this game came out 3 days ago. It's been a complete tour de force in the just gaming world. I think it was close to 500,000 concurrent Steam players at some point is what it was reported and whatnot. So I mean, that's 500,000.
That was before the weekend, so I mean, it might have changed too.
No, that was recently.
It was Friday before the weekend. So that might have changed. It was. It was Friday.
You don't know what article I read.
Oh, I didn't know you read it. I told you.
Yes, she does.
No, we're not talking about... I'm not talking about what you said that you got off of what somebody else said. There was a news article or whatever on it. It was from Forbes, I think.
Okay.
And I think my brother sent it to me.
It was probably on Friday.
Regardless. It doesn't matter. It's still a shit ton of people playing this game.
Yes, it is. That's a good thing.
And I really hope that, I don't know, it's insane. The scope of this game is insane. The shit you can do in this game is insane.
Yeah.
If you have any...
Just the fact that you can throw sausages at your enemy.
Yeah.
From the rafters. Yeah, no, so
You can throw other players, man.
Yeah.
You can.
I
I was
can't
throwing
because I'm not
goblins
strong
off
enough.
of a ledge so
Yeah.
they didn't find them when they walked by.
Yeah.
So that was awesome.
Yeah, you can
Nice.
throw the bodies. Like I was fighting the phase spider matriarch, and it's this little room, and it's got these like spider web bridges that it would go out on, and if you just attack it with a fireball, it destroys the bridge and it falls down.
Yeah.
and takes a shit ton of damage.
Get you some featherfall boots. As soon as you can. Because it casts it, when you cast it, it's an at-will spell. It's not one that has a recharge of like a short rest or a long rest or anything. It's just a completely at-will spell that goes on your entire party. And you don't take falling damage.
No, I think I'm going to feed it to Gale.
Oh. I mean, okay. But let me tell you, I went to a certain area and I'm like, I don't want to kill. I don't want to have this huge battle where everybody runs from, like, it was a strategy thing, right? I was like, I know everybody's going to run in from these multiple areas, so I want to kind of go around to the outside and pick off people from the outside first, so that way it lessens the amount of people that are going to be in the main host of attackers. And so I hopped down to this spot because I couldn't figure out a way to get there. I hopped down and I used Featherfall and I was like, oh, this is freaking awesome. And then I scooted around, picked off, like I said, the stragglers and the people I could. And then the only problem I have about those big epic battles is the same thing when we play D&D. It takes too effing long. It takes a really long time. Some of those battles take a really long time. And it is, some of it maybe is my fault because I'm trying to figure out the best thing to do in the situation. But a lot of it is just there's, 5 people that have to go. Like you have your party, right? Blah, blah, blah. And then there's 5 people that have to go. And it just, it takes so long. Like battle is slow in some cases.
Some of those, like you accidentally walk into the wrong area and then you're.
Everybody turns and looks at you and immediately is like pointing their weapons at you. And you're like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, I made that mistake once trying to leave the goblin stronghold after I murdered everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
then I had
everybody...
no, I tried to escape and I'm like, no, that's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so I loaded my save and I found another way out.
Yeah, I poured it out. I went somewhere else. I poured it out and then came back around. That's what I was talking about, was that the outside of the goblin area.
Yeah.
I went around, I jumped down the bridge and I went around to the right and I took out the people up on the right where the waypoint is. I went over there first and took out those people first, and then got the people from the
You know what I've noticed though, is that I think the thing that really gets me the most is that you spend so much. We talked about it before with WoW, and the one thing that's different about like old original WoW versus nowadays WoW, and even within the last probably 10 years WoW, is that you used to be able to get into a fight that was kind of like an adventure, not just a 2-shot and you're done, get out of my way, this is annoying feeling.
Yeah.
Like you would go out of your way to avoid mobs because you could get into some shit that you couldn't get out of.
Yep.
And that feeling, even though it's tedious and grindy, I don't know about you guys, but I suspect that a lot of people enjoy that level of whatever, you know what I mean? And that's what this game like is. And it reminded me of, and I'm like, oh shit, like
I love
one battle, like the battle is 20 minutes long, but the fact is you have to think through it and you can still fuck up and you have to reload and go through all that shit again. And it's like there is at least some risk reward to it that is, and it's the same with WoW, like trying to get original vanilla, like trying to get to the chest and stuff like that you wanted to have a chance to get something, and you'd have to fight your way through or be strategic about how you did it.
Yep.
Nowadays, there's not that at all, and so That's the first thing that really hit me playing this. I didn't do much Divinity Original Sin 2, even though I bought it, I think, when you guys did. I didn't get into it at all. And Baldur's Gate, I don't remember. I remember the I remember the tall sleeves with all the discs for PC, but I don't remember much of the game. And so
imagine
like it's that the level of like actually getting into those tiny little adventures and how like huge it makes the game whenever the focus is on that. I think is like, if I could piece something back to WoW, like that's exactly what it's missing.
Yeah, I mean, and it's the nice thing too about it is that it can seem like in these fights that it's hopeless, right?
Yeah,
it's whatever,
and then you pull one out.
But yeah, and then you get the one character up and you get them healed back up or something like that, and then
or you throw the sausage and it knocks them off.
Yeah.
But yeah,
the amount of things that I've thrown at my enemies is hilarious.
Yeah,
it's so great.
Yeah.
Or the other day, like I think I told you the other night, it was the Goblin Stronghold, right, in the Hobgoblin whatever leaders in the back, and I got a wild hair up my ass, and I decided to kill off the halfling and the elves or whoever were blocking some door in the corner of the dungeon or the stronghold, after just seeing them. And I'm like, I'll just kill them because they're blocking the door. I can't get in. I want to see what's in there. Murdered them all. Went in. Tons of like gunpowder or whatever. And I grabbed it all. And I went back and I just planted all the gunpowder. I planted 2 on the side of him so I could blast him out of it. I thought it would kill him.
Awesome.
And
then
very
I put a
smart.
bunch. I put a bunch in front of the goblins, so like when they got blasted, they would fall into the pit with like the spiders. And
nice.
It's hilarious because like killed most of them and everything, and almost knocked him out completely. But I would have never been able to kill him otherwise. But I went up into the rafters and I fired like a firebolt or something like that down there, and then we started picking them off.
Yep.
So cheesy.
Let me tell you, I really like the items that give you spells that you can use. Like, so my druid is, I went Circle of the Moon, which is the shape-shifting focus, and I do love Bear because it gives me, certainly in tough battles, it gives me over 30 plus hit points, essentially temporary hit points to play around with. So I go in, I do a bunch of stuff. I can still concentrate as a bear, which is nice, right? So I'll throw out a fairy fire or whatever, so that way everybody has, we have advantage against all these people, which is always nice. And then I'll pop into bear. The only problem I have is when I'm in a shapeshifted form, I don't have access to the parasite talents.
I wonder if that was an oversight.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's frustrating because I thought, ooh, there's that one parasite talent where you can like run and charge. And I'm like, that would be amazing as a bear to like charge into the, fray. And I'm not able to. And I'm like, that kind of sucks a little bit. That would have been a nice synergy,
Yeah, I don't know.
I have Gale set up as my electrifier thing or whatever, right? Like, well, he's got like all this equipment that you gain lightning charges, and when you gain lightning charges, you gain temporary hit points, and not that anything ever touches him because he just blows stuff up. But I don't know. It's
not my Gil. He just dies on a regular basis.
Does he really?
And then I accidentally smoozed him at camp earlier this morning.
Right?
Oh yeah, no, like
I
he
did
just
not
like
intend to like try to make out with him.
I didn't either.
It was weird.
It's like Ooh, let's do magic. Let me show you how to do magic. Ooh.
Yeah, I'm like, this turned intimate really quickly, and I wasn't even picking any of the intimate options. I was like, because I am all in on Asterion, so it's like, Gale is just kind of, I mean, it's flattering.
That was what it's called. It's arcane or arcana? Is that what it's called?
Arcana.
Yeah.
Arcana. Yeah. Arcana harassment. That's what that was.
Yeah. Well, no. Did you see my Discord message about Lae'zel?
Go back to it because I've already. Oh yeah, when they started like getting weird about their.
She got super weird, and
especially considering like she's the asshole.
Yeah, like, and I took her, like, I legitimately sent her to camp after I rescued her and never took her again.
Yeah, I haven't.
Right?
I haven't done anything
Never
with her
took
yet.
again, but I was going to do the Gith area on the map, like where you go in, meet with the Gith, and I was like, well, I guess I better take her, right? So I took her, and I made her an Eldritch Knight.
Ooh. I think I need to make a new character.
Yeah, I actually kind of like her. She slaps.
I take her everywhere. She's freaking like
she slaps.
Yeah, she does. Like she's my archer, and then she runs in and whips ass. So
yeah, she's.
And my guy's a fighter as well. So like
yeah. Oh yeah. So my guy's a druid. I've been rocking a boy band, right? So because my guy is a guy, and he's got Will with him. He's got Asterion with him, of course. And Gale.
Are you running around with floppy cock style? Your whole crew?
Yeah. My whole crew is. I had Asterion in Lae'zel's underwear for a little bit, and I was like, oh my. But I had to put clothes on him because it just was not,
It was so distracting.
It was very distracting. No, it was just from the game world in particular. No, and then that turned out to be a really bad thing because I went back into camp and Lae'zel was naked, and I'm like, what is going on? Apparently, her underwear is her top. And I was like, that what I sat here for 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, it is, yeah.
I sat here for 5 minutes laughing. And she was like, what are you laughing at? And I'm just like, look, she's hitting on me and it's just her boobs. And I'm like, are you kidding me?
I had mine running around with just armor, just weapons on, right?
Yep.
And it was one cutscene where it was almost like the one you sent earlier, and the side boob was half of the screen, and I'm like,
yes!
You know what? I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the clothes back on. It's
I did the same thing. I'm like, I need to go get her different camp clothes. This is not gonna work for me. And I went I took her to the camp thing, and I gave her the Twitch camp clothes, and I'm like, oh my god, she's clothed. Thank God.
I'm like, I can't be playing this game and going through some story, and somebody walks by and there's half
in
of
and you're like, oh no.
Your kid walks by and goes, oh, I see you picked penis number 2.
Yeah. Oh, that was so funny when I sent Jim a picture of my character when I was picking the penises, and he's like, stop sending me unsolicited dick pics, and I was like, sorry. I'm like, I'm the worst.
Oh, which one do you like better?
Right? No, I already had one picked. I'm sorry, but the pubic hair in the game is not the best. So I'm like, nah, he's going on natural.
Yeah, 1 star.
No
shitty pubic hair.
No pubic hair. Sorry.
Ruins my immersion.
It
ruins my immersion. Game is trash.
I can't wait to see
Give
the
me
sex
the bush
scenes
that
if
goes
you're
down the legs
actually
and
going to be
everything.
naked in the game. Like, holy cow. Like, dang. Not that I'm ever going to see him.
I'm still irritated that there aren't chubby people options.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a chubby person. So
yeah.
Stupid game.
I'm never gonna see the sex scenes though, because Asterion hates me. He's not.
Do they actually have
the romance scenes? I don't know if I don't think they're X-rated.
I don't know.
That's not really what yeah, but yeah. I mean, I've had one intimate night where like they just talk through stuff, and it was next morning. So
are you
Yeah,
you going for
I assume that-
Shadowheart?
yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the one that you
Yeah.
default. Not that I'm going after it, but anytime you go into camp, you talk to people, it just keeps going. So
Yeah, Shadowheart.
that's why, like, I went over and talked to Gail this morning, and then he tried to smooth me, and I'm like, okay,
So that's
Can
the
we
thing,
just-
right?
Shadowheart keeps trying to get. She's like, I'll be.
how
and
are we
I'm
gonna
like,
go murder a
"Stop."
bunch of people? Half of them are innocent because that's just how I am.
So,
and then come back to camp, and everybody's horny. I don't get it.
Yeah, right.
well, you guys are talking about like I'm not doing it. You're not doing anything with these characters, and like this approval stuff is going up. That's just kind of another part of the game that they did, right? Where what things that you do, like word spreads. So I mean, it's not even like they don't even have to be there to witness it. They hear about it and all that stuff. So that does trigger certain things. Like that's like why you get reactions and certain things. Like you'll end up making a name for yourself. And like apparently they've done a really good job with how that works. You know, is
That's pretty incredible. The
I
game has
mean,
to be the most
except for
complex fucking thing in the
Asterion.
world.
Yeah.
you're just not doing the right things first.
I mean, clearly I'm not. It's just,
you need to be
You're not going to be
self-centered
able to
and-
create a human centipede on your team. Just get over that, okay? There's not going to be this train of dudes going out to fight battles together.
No, I have that, and it's great. It's awesome. I really like it, but let me tell you, it's just I can't make him like me. I've been going around specifically, like I haven't done the druid area. Sorry. I haven't done the enclave. I haven't gone back to turn anything in because I don't want it to trigger the celebration thing without him being at the appropriate spot for the romance because that's,
oh Jesus Christ!
and I'm like,
All right.
fuck.
Bow, chicka, wow, wow.
So yeah. So anyway, this game.
What about the implications? Like, I know we're supposed to be talking about WoW, but
No, don't
Wow,
worry.
this is
We're
a
gonna.
great
I'm
game,
gonna
so-
change the opening. Hold on a second, everybody. Pause. So be quiet. Be
Sorry.
quiet.
Sorry.
Baldur's Gate 3. Okay, I'm gonna cut that out and put it over the World of Warcraft thing in the beginning. All right.
no, the implications of the killing primary characters too. Because I'm pretty sure I killed one that's like,
Didn't you say you killed
On the-
Asterion?
wait, which one was it? No, not him. The druid? No.
No,
I did not
the-
kill him.
No. Asterion,
Asterian's
the
the
rogue.
vampire.
The vampire.
Oh yeah, I did kill him.
Well, see, that's the thing,
I'm
right?
like, did I really want this? Nah, murdered him right there in the camp.
Oh my god!
But I think I also killed the dude that you meet at the with all the devil people. One of the primary characters there.
Will?
Is it Will? Yeah, I think I might have killed him, even by accident. I don't remember. But I'm like, nothing really happens from there. Like all the quests resolve or whatever if
Sure,
it's important.
But you know what? You can probably also just go talk to the dead guy in your camp and resurrect him
Oh.
because you
Really?
can do that. Yeah.
Oh.
If I think you can resurrect party members that way, like people that have joined your party. So
I will say that the worst part about the game is that like finding a locked door and then thinking innocent people have the key, killing them, and then realizing they don't have the key. That feels terrible.
I mean, why are you killing them? Why don't you just like
Why don't you just pick the
pickpocket
lock?
or pick
Nobody's around.
pickpocket?
I mean,
them?
one good slam with a hammer and they're done. And there's already blood everywhere anyway.
You are
Somebody else has already done most of the work.
You're the epitome of a murder hobo. Jesus
I
Christ.
not for nothing. There are sometimes I'm like, son of a gun. I was doing so good with like talking my way into. I talked my way into the goblin camp. All the goblins liked me. Well, I mean, liked me. And then somewhere along the line, gear shifted in my brain, and it was just murder all the things. And now I'm just murdering all the things. I'm actually gonna start a Asterion playthrough, I think today, because he would be a murder all the things guy, and so I feel like that.
Dude, the amount of people that I pushed off one bridge was
Yeah.
insane inside the goblin thing. The
Yeah.
the drow that's with them, she walked by. There goes 3 quests. They're done.
I'm gonna try
Nobody's gonna be infiltrating that camp anymore.
balanced.
Are you gonna try the middle option?
Yeah.
I've been
Because
playing.
I've been doing it on story because I wanted to just play through story first. Brian, ow.
I will only play tactician.
No. I played the middle one.
Yeah.
If that's balanced, that's what I played. So I didn't know.
Wanted to play story just because I wanted to
experience the story.
But
what's the difference in the hardest one then?
Tactician is like
really hard.
Yeah, I mean you're talking like tabletop, like
less rest.
It's like playing chess. Well, camping costs 80 camp supplies instead of 40 for the story
40
mode.
for story. I don't know what it costs for balance.
Is it 60 for balance? Like how many camping supplies?
40. It's 40.
Oh, it is 40.
Yeah, so it's twice the difficulty for that. It hasn't. To me, it hasn't seemed difficult. It's just sometimes you get bad rolls and stuff like that. But
do you roll more? Do you have to roll more?
No. I think it just makes like the combat more like
challenging.
Yeah, it's just more challenging. Like maybe like the AI is a bit more intelligent.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You know, they go after your squishy people first, and you know, blah blah blah.
Or they'll if they down a character, they'll just fucking kill him.
Yeah.
They'll hit him a couple times.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. Yeah, that was when I got in a fight with Minotaurs.
Oh, those Minotaurs in the Underdark.
I haven't.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
And then like they didn't.
I've never been down there.
Sorry.
Even in the early access, I never went down there.
Really?
Never.
Oh my god.
I went down there, then I left because I didn't want to be there.
I like the Underdark. I think it's a cool area. Matter of fact, I'm going back there. That's where the problem I have right now is for the fact that I'm spending so much time focused on I'm focused on approval.
You're a people pleaser.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's a perfectly valid way.
Focused on approval that I'm doing things that I wouldn't necessarily do because I'm like, oh, this will get me approval with them.
You're metagaming.
Yeah, I am.
But,
which is why I'm like, oh, I'm going to play as Asterion because the whole point was to, make Asterion love me because he's like the bad boy. And yeah, I know, it's terrible. But it's a challenge, right? He's the only one who does not want me. So of course I want him. Right.
Well, but that's a valid way because like if your character's doing that, which you're an extension of your character, you're going to do things to please them, to please that person, even if it's out of character.
Which is why I just want to play as Asterion because then I can do whatever the fuck I want.
I mean, to be fair, like I let Shadowheart die and then I took her artifact, so and now we're in love. So
now we're in love. So
but we never talk about the artifact.
We
never talk about the artifact.
Oh, really?
Nope.
So you do get some there if you don't take her in your party, and you go do some pivotal things. I say pivotal. It seemed pivotal in my story. You talk about it afterward because the artifact just goes to you. So you don't actually have to take it and kill her or let her die.
Oh, okay. I didn't kill her. It just died. And I'm like, just in case, grab her stuff.
Right.
And then I brought her back alive.
I will say that I have been looting everything, sending most of like the junk weapons and stuff to camp.
Yeah.
Like up until
sending? What do you mean? Elaborate.
You right click on the items you can send to camp and they go to your chest in camp. You don't have to carry it around.
Son of a bitch.
You can also multi-select items, so you can either control
and do. Yeah, Jim told me that the other day.
Shift click and it'll highlight the whole row or like and stuff. So then you can highlight a bunch of stuff, right click, send to camp.
Yep.
So you're not encumbered.
Yep.
And then I haven't been selling anything.
Me either.
But because I haven't needed to, but I did.
Can't find a trader. I kill them all.
Jesus Christ. But
yes. Yeah, 1 second. We have to go down this little rabbit hole. It's irritating that we make you do a trade with a trader, right? And then you turn around and kill him, and then you can't get shit back.
Yeah.
It annoys the shit out of me.
Yeah, right.
Because it's exactly what you could do in like Morrowind and stuff like that, or Skyrim and all that.
Yeah.
Are you looking on his body, or does he have boxes there that the stuff's in? Have you looked in like?
I mean, I've looted stuff around whoever I kill, but I don't recall. Yeah,
like the Goblin Trader. He had
that was
stuff,
one of them.
Yeah, and then you go and then you kill him, and then he's got nothing. It's like he had a fire sale right before he was gonna die. You know,
it's just all good.
Well,
he's like, I know I'm marching to my death. Everything must go.
Deal, but I'm like, I see something, I'm like, ooh, I can't afford it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again,
let's make a deal.
Yep.
Part of that too is that it's a computer game. And this is why.
No, I know.
You know what I mean?
I'm not overly complaining by any means.
You could do that probably like in like a pen and paper session. You know, if you could say, okay, I'm gonna sell all this stuff, take all your gold, but I really want that stuff back. You could kill a guy and take the stuff back. That would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
But
right,
you know, maybe it wouldn't be as easy to do it. I don't know why, but yeah, no, the game's been. It's just stupid good, and it's just like when this got announced all them years ago that this was coming out, I was immediately into this because we were working on the same team at that time, and I remember I was like talking to I don't want to say his name, but the young guy on our team. Yeah, and like talking about like he's just kind of like, like didn't like have like it was really hard to find anybody that really had like the same attention, or not attention, but like the same enthusiasm for it, the same excitement for it. And it's just like, because I mean, people that are like 20 years younger didn't grow up playing the damn things, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like they were like little children when these games were out and stuff like that,
right?
And it's just
well, even the original Baldur's Gate though, like you had to have like you had to have a decent PC to play most of those games.
I don't think so.
Yes, you did. Even for space though.
I don't know. They ran off.
When did they come out? Was it late 90s or was it mid?
98 and 2000.
Oh, I guess that wasn't really that bad.
Yeah, I don't recall because we never.
I remember borrowing it and then I could not play it. I mean, I had to play it at a friend's house.
We were playing it, I'm pretty sure, on a Pentium 2.
Really?
I think so. We never had good PCs.
Yeah, I didn't either.
I don't think it was that, because most of the stuff it just loaded off the disc. You had to have the disc in, right?
Maybe that's what it was.
Or the CD or whatever the hell. But anyway, it's just and because of Larian's work on Original Sin and Original Sin 2 and all that stuff, and just how good those games were, the fact that they landed this and were doing it, I was in, right? I'm like, I'm getting in on the early access for this. I don't have any worries about it being like bad. You know what I mean? Like oh, it's not going to come out, or there's going to be delays. I'm like, they're going to do it in the time it needs to take to do it. You know, they're going to put all the effort and care into it that it deserves. And honestly, it's paid off. This game is so goddamn good. And there's going to be so many different ways to replay this damn thing. And there's, you know, it's just, I don't know. It doesn't require you to be online to play. And, you know, it's like,
which is phenomenal.
I know. I said that when I came home from work the other day. I'm like, I don't have to make Jim log in for me. You know what I mean? So I could wait in queue while I'm driving home from work, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
I can just log in and play when I get home.
Yeah, you can log in and play. It does have multiplayer functionality.
I know. I can't wait to. I want to play with you.
Oh God.
Yeah, Joe.
I
Gosh.
steal all the things.
Um,
Sorry, I steal all the things.
what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, it's a huge, massive game. It's not like it got released and then like you have to like buy Act 2 as DLC. You know what I mean? It's like, because they could have done that. They could have done, here's like the first 60 hours of the game, and then the DLC will come out with the rest of it. It's like, no, this is like a complete fucking story. And it's just stupid huge. And it's great.
I will say the only thing that will get me, even though I would like to re-roll, even last night, and I told you I put it on my Mac, and I just went to the character screen. I'm like, wow, this runs really, really well. I have a MacBook Pro, so it's got like whatever the decent processor is with GPU stuff, and runs really well. But it's the early access version, so
September 3rd.
I thought, yeah. So like I thought it was going to have my saves, and I would just boot up and go, and no, it doesn't. And I don't even know if it's going to anyways because the way it's built. I don't know if they have like cloud save stuff.
They do
like
have cloud
other
saves.
games do.
Yeah, they do.
And they
Do
have
they?
You
cross,
turn it off.
they have cross-platform stuff too, so you could play PC, and it's only like the last 5 saves I think are like the cross-platform saves, but you can play it on PC, save it, play it on your PS5 when it comes out, and do it, and then play it on your Mac.
Yeah, that's what I want. I want to do. I want to be able to go upstairs and switch when I'm like getting ready to go to bed because I was so ready to play. But the one thing that got me was that like I was going to restart because it's the EA version still. I'm like, well, I'll just restart. But I'm like, the whole whatever the Mind Flayer ship was called.
The
The
Nautiloid.
Nautiloid.
Yeah, that whole thing was like, man, it's too not fantasy for me. Like, just the ship and the like. Mind Flayer is one thing, but the whole ship and everything, it was like I enjoyed that part of the storyline. So I was like,
Right.
get out, gone.
Like it
And
felt
then I
more
started to enjoy
sci-fi than fantasy to you.
Yeah, and I think
It
like
kinda-
personally, I have a
yeah.
problem with that for some reason, but I don't know.
I mean,
But that's why I'm like,
it's
oh
a-
shit, that's gonna like it's gonna block me from like wanting to restart a character.
Well, the nice thing is that it's way toned down than it was.
It is.
Like in the early,
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Do you not remember?
You
Did you
spent
play
a
early
lot of-
access?
No. I just
Oh,
bought the game
You
last
spent
week.
a lot of time on the Nautiloid at the
So
beginning.
it's like when you first
Wow.
leave that area, you're not attacked by Lazelle right away. There was a gap. You had to jump over and go
Yep.
down. Then she jumped down, did it, and then you did not immediately go into combat with the imps. That whole room was different. So then you fought the imps. Like it just said, "Oh, we got to get past there." So you were able to like sneak up and all that stuff on them, as opposed to automatically being dropped into combat with them. And then you climbed. Then you, instead of climbing up the stuff into the thing to go into the room where Shadowheart is, you had to go up these stairs to the front of the ship, where there's people fighting demons and stuff and imps that you could choose to fight or not. So like, there's a whole front section of the ship that's been blown off.
Yeah.
Like now, and then you would go down the hallway and do all that stuff. So like, there's like a whole like
Yeah.
area that's just gone.
Yep.
You know, where like people were taken over and like intellect devourers are fighting imps and stuff like that, and you could help them, and you could kill them all and all that kind of stuff. And it's like that whole section is just like not there. Like they really trimmed it down,
They
and
did.
so you get through it fast.
You get
now.
through it very fast. It was
Interesting.
I'm sitting
Yeah.
here going, as soon as I
Yeah.
walked out of that first room, I'm like,
we're like, whoa.
there's no hole here. What?
Yeah.
What? And
Yeah.
then she.
When was the last time you guys played before it released?
Oh, for me, it was like actually September 22. So it
Oh,
was like
okay.
almost a year ago that I actually hadn't played.
I hadn't played a lot of the other patches, but the main reason for that was within the first 2 weeks of early access, I had played like 99 hours.
Oh, I do remember when you guys
Played
bought
a
it, but
lot.
that's why I'm like,
Yeah. I played a lot. And then I was like, I don't want to burn myself out. And I only had a handful of classes that I really wanted to, that I wanted to play. So I was like, I'm not one of those people, I'm going to make one of every class and go through the story on one of every class and see which one is, what I like better. especially since they were kind of releasing the classes at a drip, right? You know, as they were, making them filled out and everything. So I was like, I'm just going to put it aside. I already know I enjoy it. I already know it was a good early access purchase. And then I just didn't play it again until now. You know, because I was like, I don't want to ruin it for myself. And then so I'm getting to certain areas and I'm like, fuck, what was the thing? What was the trick with this? What was it? And I do remember some of those areas. Like I remember some of the areas that I was in and I'm like, oh, I remember how I had to do this. And I remember how I had to do this. And I remember certain pieces of loot from certain areas that I got. And I was kind of bummed because I went to this one area. But for the most part, I was just kind of like, oh crap. I don't remember anything, you know?
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was nice.
I think the starting ship, changed a lot. I think everything else after that is fairly similar, maybe like tweaked a little bit. So there's that stuff's still kind of like that, but that's...
Is it still fun for you to go back through like that?
The Druid Enclave felt a little different.
Not to me, it didn't.
A little bit. Maybe it was just the way that I did it, and maybe it could have been...
Oh, I stole a bunch of books from the Druid Enclave too, by the way.
Yeah, but books don't even matter, just books.
I had a whole. I'm pretty sure I built a library.
Oh yeah,
no, I take every book.
Yeah, I take every book. They're just sitting around in my travel
If it could have been visualized, my characters would have had like huge stacks trying to waddle out.
Yep.
Hey, where are you going? No, it's okay. It's on my library card.
Don't worry about it.
Yep. Pay no attention to the books you have seen. Yeah, no, it's been great, and it's not even. Like, I don't care. I will play through this multiple times. You know, it's hard to, like, I guess you kind of have to make your mind up front with how you're going to do it, how you're going to play your character, only because...
Really? Because I am flying by the seat of my pants.
Well, I know. Well, yeah, but this is like your first playthrough. Like, if you go do it again,
that's fair.
You need to, like, probably make a conscious effort if you're going to be like, oh, I'm going to explore... doing like all like the kind of like I'm an asshole and everybody can just fucking die. I don't give a shit. I'm not gonna rescue the kid. I'm like, your fucking kid was stupid for stealing the thing from the thing. So and like just because whatever, I don't care what and do what the fuck you're gonna do. It's your business, not mine, kind of thing. You know, it's like you kind of have to like actively kind of like make sure you go down that. Otherwise, you kind of fall into, oh yeah, I do this. I know if I do this, I get the optimal outcome, and that's not necessarily always the purpose of it, right? It's like you don't want to.
Well, there's always the fear of breaking the story too.
Yeah,
like,
I don't think you
that's
can.
What mine is.
I don't think
I
you
know.
can.
That's what I'm starting to think. Like I'm actually less fearful of it than I was in the beginning because I'm like, man, I really want to do the interesting thing. Like, but
it's.
I don't want to break the story.
Speak with animals. If you have somebody who has speak with animals, use it. It's hilarious.
Use your alchemy and make the potions.
Or I mean, speak with animals is you cast it once.
Same thing
with the potion. It's a ritual, so it doesn't take a spell slot.
Same thing with the potion.
And you have it, okay.
Until a long rest.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know there was a potion, but I mean, either way, maybe somebody's going to have the, I don't know what it takes to make the potion.
I think you learn it doing the alchemy stuff.
Yeah, but I don't know what mats it takes to make the potion. But it's free to just take the spell.
Yeah, but if you don't want to,
will you please just get to the point? I'm anxious to know what you're getting to about it.
About speak with animals? It's just funny. Like speak with the animals. They're freaking hilarious.
Just Dr. Doolittle and shit through that whole game.
They're like I talk to every animal. Like my main character is a druid, so of course he has to speak with animals. And I talked to all the animals, and let me tell you, did you meet up with the bard who was writing the songs?
I left him in the goblin camp.
Huh?
I left him in Volo in the goblin camp?
No, not Volo. Alfira, the tiefling.
Oh, yeah.
Well, she's got some squirrels listening to her sing, and they are hilarious. They are not fans.
Oh, and that's the nice thing too about if you have it active, you don't have to actively talk. You'll hear like
Yeah.
idle chatter from the
Yeah.
animals too. Like I heard a warg going,
that's
"Oh, it's
great.
meat," you know,
Yeah.
just like
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, who the fuck
hilarious.
is saying that? Oh, it's the warg.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, you know, there are a lot of areas you can go in and you can get insight from animal, you know, as such as it is, right? They're an animal, so their insight is kind of limited.
They're an
to,
animal.
you know, but some of them are surprisingly eloquent. And you're like, oh, huh, you know, that's actually helpful.
It'll be interesting when it'll be interesting to finally get to Baldur's Gate,
Yeah.
to get to like an actual city where there's just throngs of people, and just to see like what like the idle chatter is like, is it just gonna be just like you're out in a marketplace and like people are having conversations and you pick up bits and pieces and like you just hear like, and are you gonna hear something interesting and then go focus, and is it gonna actually be something that you can do anything about, or is it just kind of like info dump?
Well, that's what like the whole game. The one that's the thing that's so enticing, and this is from me. You know, I'm not super hardcore. Like I'm not an active D&D player, and even in the time that I've ever played D&D, I never got that deep into it. So I'm super casual in this capacity. But the amount of side quests that they don't just feel like filler. Nothing. Like when you think about WoW and all the side quests, you're like, oh well, I can go do this, this, and this, and if you're leveling up, that's great. You get your experience and your gold and all that crap. But it's just filler, and it feels like filler, and it's like, ah. In here, it's just like
It's part of the world. It's
part of the fucking world, and I'm like, that's what's missing from like. I don't care what anyone says about holding this as a standard. It is
should
for
be.
sure.
This
The
is
should
many
be a
different
standard.
areas of what makes an RPG. It should be a standard
It should
because
be, yeah. Yes.
they know how to fill out the world. They know.
Yeah.
You know, where in like a game like WoW, even though it's an MMO, which is drastically different from just a regular RPG, unfortunately, is that the whole world isn't just staged, right? Like you can't touch this and you can't touch that. It's just there to make the stage that you set against for all these little quests that have really not much meaning in depth, right? They just kind of fill in the blanks in some things, and some things they don't. Here it's like, holy shit, it's like persistent world level shit going on, and that just feels really, really, really great because it doesn't feel like I have to go linear all the way through. I could just peer
explore.
off and there's something here because that's a world, you know, and it's just incredible. It's definitely something not like I've played in a very long time, so it's really cool. And the vibes from Ultima Online, dude, oh my god. I mean, sifting through barrels, you know, grabbing everything, even rotten eggs, and like just
You can throw it at people.
Yeah.
Oh my god, it's so fun. It's just amazing. It's so worth like every fucking pin. The game should have been $70 or more, not 60. It's incredible that like they can build a game like this and be
It's
so
priced
affordable,
well.
I guess.
It's priced
Yeah,
well.
no, it really
It
is.
is.
You know,
It is.
Yeah.
in the fact that, you know, they said that anybody that, you know, had bought early access was going to get the digital deluxe upgrade like free. You know, it's only like $10, but still.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna buy it anyways. Cause...
Yeah, I mean, it gives you some, and it's funny. It gives you some like in-game items and stuff like that, which are all nods back to Divinity Original Sin 2. You know, it's like the 4 items that are in there. Like there's a cloak, a lute, a hat, and all that stuff. And they're like from like some of the main characters. Like it's the Cloak of the Red Prince. Well, that's like the lizard creature from the lizard folk, like origin character from Original Sin 2, right? He's the Red Prince. So, I mean, I think it just started pissing down rain. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like,
no.
I was like, did we forget to
I'm-
turn off the AC?
Yeah. Like, nope, that's rain. Well, yeah, no. So it's nice that they threw all these like stuff, like these notes about like Rivellon and stuff like that in there. So it's like a nice little nod to their own, like a little Easter egg for their older stuff. And, you know, but even that, $10 ain't shit. You know what I mean? I mean,
yeah.
to us, I mean, $10 ain't shit. To, people that
Well, it's not like it's something you have to buy anyways, right?
It's not.
Like,
No,
it's
it's
cool
not.
nod that you guys got it for EA, but like even in this case, it's again the game. Even thus far is, it's funny. Like even comparing it against, it's not a direct comparison, right? But even trying to compare the RPG part of it to Final Fantasy 16, where it was completely linear. Like, oh my god!
Oh,
Like I can't go back to.
Did you finish
I
16?
No, I have not gone back to it at all.
Oh, it was
No.
good. I did enjoy it. It's just a very different experience.
you liked it because
no,
it was a
absolutely.
story
Yes.
of this. Yeah.
Yes, it was a very different experience. It was Final Fantasy 16 was telling a specific story. Baldur's Gate is telling a specific story, but through other stories.
Well, it's like
Right. Well, I'm
yeah.
saying like in terms of like the way that I would play games and the amount of time that I seem to have on a regular basis, where I just pick one and go.
Yeah.
Like it is definitely more fruitful in terms of an RPG.
Yeah.
At any level, like for me to pick up and go, and so that's what I.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know what I'm getting at. I don't guess.
It's
but
literally the way
it feels
an
like it's worth
RPG
a lot
should be.
more money than what it
Yeah.
costs. So
Yeah.
that's the incredible part about
Well,
it, really.
and that's the thing. I don't mind shelling out more money for a game if the game is of this quality
And
and
complete.
this and complete, and
Yeah.
you're not going to be paying for DLC.
And there's
and-
no microtransactions.
Yeah. Then I have zero yes. But then there's, Diablo 4 where you paid, $70 to $90 for the game for
And then never
4
played it
days,
again.
for 4 days of early access. And
I played it like 2
amount-
nights and then
yeah,
never went back and
I
played it
beat
again.
the story and then I was done.
I haven't
Because,
even done that.
That's it. I do wish that Steam would separate the amount of hours that you played in early access from the amount of hours that you played the regular game, because on my Steam page right now it says that my playtime for Baldur's Gate is 172.4 hours.
Jeez.
And that's not possible.
So if you go to your library page, it'll say what you did for like the last 2 weeks.
Okay.
Like go to like the actual
I'm on the library page.
not that part, but like where it shows all your games. Click library and just click home. So that's you don't have an unselected game maybe on the left hand side. I don't know. Leave and come back. Because I've only got 27.2 hours in the last 2 weeks. So now if you go back to your library, well, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'm like,
It's more than I got.
yeah.
Probably not that much more, but yeah, no, it is definitely a good. The way the stories, they feel organic. It's what a really good RPG should be, and you don't feel constrained to doing a certain path. Yes, there's this big overarching thing of
42 hours I've played it.
this thing in your head, which that's insane still.
Yeah.
But that's kind of like the main thread that's going to tie everything together. But how you
Right.
go about dealing with that, or whether you even deal with it, it's like you probably have to advance that part of the story to get out of Act 1, kind of thing. But I mean, really, that's kind of like a gotta kind of pay attention to that anyway. You got some bug living in your head.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's
And a
No.
mysterious green mustached lady that comes to you every so often.
oh, that's what because you made your guardian.
Oh, a
Yeah.
green mustached lady. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Did you see the
Okay.
picture?
I did not.
Hold on, let me see if I can.
I tried to find her a mullet, and I gave her a nice, sweet mustache.
Oh, nice.
that
And she's completely green.
Oh, okay. That is
I mean, I had no context of like why I was choosing this, so I'm like, well, here you go.
Here you go. Here's your guardian.
Yep. All right.
The
They
first time
completely
it,
changed
the first time it
that
appeared,
stuff.
I'm like, I busted
Yes
up
and no.
laughing.
No, they completely changed that. They completely changed the the Guardian thing.
Well, I guess that makes sense because they didn't want to give away a lot of that.
Yeah.
I mean, so
easy.
No.
They made it
in early access, it was way different.
in early access. They
interaction.
made it straight up like a romance thing. Like they were trying to romance you and seduce you, and you knew in the early access it felt like it was a straight up manipulation, right? You know what I mean? Whereas this, if you've been through any of the cutscenes with your Guardian,
it's completely different.
it's completely different, and I'm like, holy shit, I believe them.
which
You
is
know?
it's good because they took something like they wanted it out there because it was part of the story, so they needed like these things to happen, and rather than just do it like cinematic is, you know, cinematic go here kind of thing like WoW does sometimes. It's like they just put something else in
Yeah.
and then took it out, so they did
Yeah.
all that extra work
Yeah.
and then just took it out
Yep.
and put something else in there, you know. And it's like a lot of that, like there's probably a lot of these things that are like that, where it's like if you encountered something in the early access version, there's a good degree of possibility that was just designed for early access and was never intended to make it to the live game,
Yeah.
which is crazy.
Yeah.
But that's all.
Yeah,
That's
that's really
but
cool.
that's a good way to make it feel like a complete game, so that way you're actually testing
Yeah.
all the stuff and getting the reactions and stuff for it. But
Yeah. It was definitely interesting, and I was like, dang, okay. All right. You
Yep.
know?
well, I think it's probably
Time to play.
yeah. There's that, and
Time to play.
you can't win if you don't play. Yeah. Thanks everybody for listening. I know we didn't really talk a lot about World of Warcraft, but we did
Yeah.
mention it a few times.
It
So,
was, yeah,
A little bit.
a little
a
bit.
bit.
But yeah, I mean, this is just kind of one of those things that comes up, you know. This is not probably going to happen that often, you know. It was just that good. It is just that good. It's like if you have any interest in Dungeons and Dragons and like computer role playing games, you know, or anything like that, odds are this is gonna scratch some itch you got, and it's a spectacular game. So anyway, thank you guys for listening. You know, you can check us out at facebook.com/server-restartin. Shoot us a tweet at server_restart, and we'll catch you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.